it's your girl Athena Devon with Passion as a Verb. Welcome back to all my Living Path crew, and then hello to all my new viewers. I hope you choose to watch the rest of this video and then catch the other videos on my channel. It's a lot of fun over here. Okay, so you guys, for today's video is actually in response to a question that a fellow small YouTuber asked in a Facebook group that we share. And so I kind of wanted to have a little more deeper of a response than just, doing a text response, because I felt it deserved much more than that. So keeping her anonymous so that I don't call her out, the question that she asked is, what do you do when you don't feel good enough? And I think that that is an amazing topic to talk about. So I'm going to do a video series on all the levels of answering this question, because I don't feel it can be answered in one video, in one conversation, in one text response. And so I wanted to give it the due diligence and really getting her an answer that I really feel could help not just her, but to others. I am a survivor from attempted suicide. I attempted suicide when I was about 11 or 12 years old. That's a whole other video, so we're not even going to get into it. And a lot of people are shocked when they hear that, because who I am now nowhere near reflects who I was back in that time and where my mental state was. So I have been on that side of things. I have been through the rigorous process of changing my mental status and my behavior and how I saw my own reflection to who I am today. I believe I'm a very confident woman. I love who I am, and I take time to spoil the mess out of myself, as you should be doing. And it allows me to love people around me and to be inspirational and motivational and truly genuinely care about other people, because I have enough to give, because I make sure I have enough for myself. And so I wanted to introduce a method that I did and I've been doing over the years for a very long period of time. I picked this method up when I was going through a very tumultuous time of my life, when I was going through a divorce from my husband, who was the father of both of my children. It took me out. It shot any kind of confidence that I had in myself down to the bottom. And the way that we separated and the way that we got a divorce really hurt, and that'll be another video, another story. And so this is when I started this method then, and it has worked for me. We have now, well, I'll just say I've been doing this for about 9 years. We've been divorced for about 9 years now. We got divorced in 2010. But this method I started back then, and I've been continually doing it, and it's made a major change in who you guys see in these videos. My videos are very transparent. What you see is what you get, and how I am in real life. And so I wanted to share this method for anyone who just really needs it. And I'm hoping this touches you guys. It has made a major change in my life. I've shared this method with a few other people, and they have said it's totally changed their lives too. It's the most simplistic, basic thing. So basically, for this method, I'm gonna ask you to commit to yourself, okay? So before I get into what this method is, I want to kind of talk about what I feel is the root to any and all type of depression. Being depressed, being sad, being moody, getting in a sulking moment, getting quiet, all those kinds of things, I think all stems around one particular thing. There's other things that kind of cause it, and there's different levels, but when you pull all the curtains back and get down to the actual source, I believe it's all due to comparison. If you really think about that, you typically fall into something like that because you're comparing yourself to something or someone, or there's something that somebody else has that you want, so you start feeling depressed because you're not in that situation to be able to get it yourself. It's always coming to comparison. If you're on YouTube and you're watching someone else's YouTube channel, you're seeing their amount of subscribers and their engagement, and you're not there yet, you start not believing in your own channel and your own content and what you can do, because you're comparing yourself to that channel. Well, here's what I always say to comparison. You are looking at where they are now. So you're comparing yourself now to their later, and that's not fair. You cannot compare yourself. If we're going to talk about YouTube, you can't compare. Okay, so like, I'm a small YouTube channel, I have just over 500 subscribers. I can't compare myself to someone who has 252,000 subscribers. They have maybe been doing this for 10 years. I haven't even been doing this for a year yet. So you cannot set unrealistic expectations and limits on yourself, comparing yourself unfairly and wrongly to something and someone else. Let's not talk about YouTube. Let's talk about your job. Someone got a promotion over you and you felt you should have got it because you've been there for 8 years and you've dedicated all your time and everything you need to do, and they're just a brand new spanking person who's only been there for 6 months and they got the promotion. So you start to compare yourself and then start to doubt yourself, like, what is it I don't have? Why do they have it? And et cetera, et cetera. And so I really just want to talk about this as a general whole, not specifically just on YouTube channels. Maybe sometimes you just feel like you're not beautiful enough and you're not good enough to be the woman that keeps your man in your relationship. Come on, ladies. Let's be honest. We do that. We keep talking about how we're going to get our Stella back and stay sexy so we can keep our man. Well, if the only reason your man is with you because of your looks, you need to leave him, okay? Let's just be honest. Because love is way more than what they see, okay? Let's talk about relationships with your family members, your sisters, your brothers, and all those other kinds of things. There's just so many ways we compare ourselves to things and other people, and that is the root to any kind of depression or us just feeling we're just not good enough. So, without further ado, I want to introduce you to my method that I found works, that many other people have found that works. That's the most basic elementary thing. All right, ladies, do you remember when we were growing up and we used to keep diaries? Yes. Diaries. Do you remember when it used to be so private and so exclusive to just you and no one could know? And we filled our diaries up with our recent breakups, our new besties for this week, and then it was a different best friend for the next week. It was talking about something that our siblings did. It was talking about a trip that we went on or an accomplishment we did, or new shoes we won or whatever. All the most innocent kind of like stories we used to fill our diaries up with, but don't dare let anybody else read it. Now we've got social media and we're putting all our business out there, right? So we've totally flipped. And so I think the root of exposure has really caused the mental state that our country and the world is in right now, because we see a lot more, so there's a lot more for us to compare it to. Think about it. You don't know that you want something till you see that somebody else has it. You were perfectly content before you knew about it, okay? Like if everybody in the world lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, nobody would want a 2-bedroom apartment because no one would know that it existed, right? So you don't start to compare yourself till you see something you don't already have that you get upset that somebody else has, and then you start downing yourself because you don't already have it, okay? So there's one simple method that I didn't create something brand new. I'm just bringing back something we already know how to do. What I started doing was journaling. I'd call it journaling / diarying / scrapbooking at the same time. This is the very first one I got when I was first going through my divorce. So this is the very, very, very first one. They get a little fancier over the years. But I just grab a regular old composition book. The reason I like composition books over those fancy notebooks that you get is because number one, the pages are a lot wider, so I could write more. 2, it's flexible, so I could roll it up and throw it in my bag or whatever I needed to do. It was thin enough to fit in anything that I wanted in between the couch or wherever I wanted to put it. And then I also liked that it was plain and simple because I, as you can tell, like to cover mine. So mine says beast mode on because the attitude I wanted to have is that it's on. I'm gonna find Athena again. She's just gonna be this. Everybody's gonna want to get to know her. I'm just gonna be that bad. I don't cuss, so I'm just gonna say I'm gonna be that bad bee in the church house, basically, right? I don't cuss. I really don't. So I put a big old thing on here that said beast mode, and then I filled it up with words that I typed out on my label maker that just gave me that attitude of feeling like I'm just gonna be this amazing woman. And so I've got hashtag claim it, hashtag self-made, hashtag your way, hashtag your day always, resourceful, hashtag success, hashtag wisdom, hashtag I am me, hashtag speaking to existence. And then I said driven, grateful, love, goals, go for it, encourage, go hard, go far. I just filled this whole thing up with any word that would just ignite something in me, okay? Which is the person you guys see now. But there's a trick. You know, before we would just write anything that came to our mind. The little twist I added to journaling and writing a diary is what I actually want you to take from this video, because that is what's going to make the world of a difference. This is not an overnight thing. This isn't, oh, I'm going to write in it and then tomorrow I'm going to feel a totally different way. But this is something, if you start it right now, you'll be able to look back and see your growth in who you are. So if you're going to compare yourself to someone, compare yourself to yourself. We have a hard time remembering the positive things that happen to us, and it's so much easier to remember the negative. But it's much easier to remember the positive when you really can see where you were to where you are now. And I think that's the problem that we have, is that we're so focused on what we don't have right now that we don't even take the time to recognize where we just came from. And this is going to help you do that. So here's the trick. Step 1. Get a composition book, okay? It can be any kind of book, but I prefer to have a composition book versus those fancy bound ones. Anyways, that's just me. Get your preference, okay? But get one that you can decorate or do something with, okay? Because it's gotta be personalized to you. Put your quote on here, put a picture of you, put a picture of anything that inspires you, fill it with a bunch of words like I did, whatever you wanna do. Over time, I, of course, started doing things on the back, on the front, but this was just the first one that I did. This one was tedious all by itself. And then I started doing things on the cover, on the inside here, and on the back, and all that kind of stuff. So just get one that you can this is where the scrapbook part comes in. Or I should say, you're kind of like your vision board. So instead of it being a vision board, it's a vision book. So just imagine that this is one big poster like this and fill up this whole thing, okay? That's step 1. Step 2, you need to get 2 pens or 2 writing utensils in 2 different colors. So if you want to write in pencils, then you need a regular pencil and then a colored pencil. If you want to write in markers, pens, gel pens, whatever the heck you want to do, crayons, I don't care. This is your book, okay? But you need 2 different colors. Now let me tell you how to choose the colors. The first color is got to be a color you absolutely love. It's like your favorite color. That's the first utensil you need to get. The second color you need to get is one you just do not like you despise the color. You're like, ugh. So for me, my 2 favorite colors, I went back and forth. My 2 favorite colors are purple and blue. And so I chose a purple and blue pen. That way, if I ever ran out of my purple, I could use my blue, vice versa. And then the color I dislike, I put is red, because I used to hate when my teachers would write all over my page in this red marker. Even when my mom was helping me with my homework, she would use a red pen to correct. And so I just don't like red. Like red means stop, and stop sign is red. The traffic light stop is red. Everything that just means halt, stop, don't go any farther. And so I chose red. So let me tell you the significance of getting these writing utensils in different colors. This is what's going to go into step 3. So step 1, get the book, decorate it, have all fun with it. Step 2, get your writing utensils. Step 3, this is how you're going to write in your book. You're not just going to write what happened for the day. I want you to purposely focus on something that was good about the day. Whether it was a basic level good or an amazing good, or it was just an overall good day. You're gonna take the pens and the colors you like, and you're gonna write about it. You're just gonna write about your day. Take an entire page, take 2 pages, take 3 pages, take a paragraph, whatever you need to do. Write something that is positive. Even if something bad happened in that day, find something good. Now, if you just cannot find anything good that happened that day, get the pen that you don't like and write what's wrong. Write down what went wrong, what wasn't good, but you're only allowed to do that if you cannot absolutely find something good about the day. Now here's what I'm going to tell you. You can find something good. Did you wake up? That's one. Because there's some people that didn't. Did you get in your car and drive to work? That's something good, because there's people like me right now who don't have a car because their car got in a total damage. Did you say hello and kiss your babies? Unfortunately, not every woman can have a child, and you do. So that's what I mean by, like, if you absolutely cannot find something good. And then also, you know, talk about all the good things of the day. You know, you cooked a meal for your spouse or your friend or your family, and they all loved it and asked you to cook it again. That's a good thing to write. So that's what I'm talking about. Just write something in there that happened good in the day, and also talk about your day, okay? put that in there using the good pen if you just absolutely don't feel like it, because you just want to give yourself an attitude. We choose to keep ourselves in attitudes, or you just really can't find anything because you're just not there. Get that pen that you don't like and write about it, okay? Do this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and just do it as a constant thing. So now that you've got an idea of what you're going to be writing in the book, let me tell you what's going to happen the more often you do it. And you can choose how often you want to do this. So if you want to write in it daily, if you want to write in it weekly, if you want to write in it monthly, if you want to just be random and just write in it when you have something to say, just make sure it's always on a consistent basis. Like, don't write and then wait 6 months and then write again, because that's going to kill the purpose. The whole purpose of this is creating a habit, okay? Creating a habit. And a habit can only happen out of consistency. People typically say it takes 30 days to build a habit. What I like today is to say is it takes 30 days to get started, 60 days to create a habit, 90 days to make it second nature, natural, and just what you do, okay? And so it's really important that you kind of get to that 90-day part, whether it's 90 every other day or 90 weeks or whatever you want to do it. The consistency is the part I'm trying to get at. So, the end all say all. Thina, why are you telling us to do this? Because what you're trying to do is ignite the part of your brain that is in the positive section, and those endorphins that keep making you smile. And I've talked about this before in the video I did about smile. I'll put it right here. You guys check it out. But smiling it releases energy into your body, which will combat that depression and that sulky feeling and the sadness and all those kinds of things. And so this is what ends up happening. Say you've been doing this now for 6 months or 3 months. So if you've been doing this every day for 3 months, then you can do it. If you've been doing it like every week, I'd wait for like 6 months, okay? If you're doing it every 2 weeks or once a month, then I'd wait to the end of the year. I like to do it at the end of the year when I'm getting ready to start a new year. And this is all I do. I just get my book and I just start going like this. And let me tell you why I do that. Because as you're flipping through the book, you will notice your favorite color and not a lot of your not favorite color. Visually, this is going to stimulate your brain, because this was going to happen. My favorite color is purple, so it's plastered all over my office. You guys see it in my videos. I've got purple flowers all on my wall. I've got a big old butterfly picture that's purple. I've got purple everywhere because I associate this feeling. Purple to me is sexy. It's grown. It's mature. It's royal. It's professional. Like all the color psychology of purple, I love. And so I surround myself with purple. So whenever I see purple, those are the things that go through my head that, you know, I'm confident, I'm mature, I'm professional. Like all those things pop in my head just by seeing the color purple. This is why I told you guys to make the pen your favorite color. So the more I keep seeing that, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna be flipping through my book and I'm gonna say, you know, my life isn't as bad as I believe that it is or think that it is. And I've had way more good things about my life than not so much good things from my life. And I'm affirming to myself over and over when I'm saying that, because I'm seeing it. And then I go back and I start reading what happened 6 months ago, what happened this, because you guys, we forget how a simple day that was just simply good can make a huge impact when we really need it to 6 months down the line. But we can remember what somebody did to us or that bad thing that happened 3 years ago. But it's so hard for us to remember the positive. So this is going to turn into your book that's going to keep you positive. It becomes your positivity diary. But it really helps you to start developing your self-esteem, your self-love, your self-confidence, everything self, because it's okay to be selfish sometimes, depending on the situation. You've got to develop that, and you have to grow it. It's not something you can snap into or just happens overnight because of a good conversation. This, though, will create a lifetime habitual habit that is positive, that will get you into loving who you are, where you are, no matter what point in life you are. Am I saying that this is going to absolutely diminish depression altogether? No, but what it does do is it eliminates how often you find yourself there, and it eliminates the length of time it takes you to get out of it. Because now I'm to the point where something bad happens, I have a 5-minute pity party, scream about it, frustration, and then I snap out of it and say, okay, great, let's get to a solution and let's move on. Many of you guys who have been part of my Living Path crew since I started October of last year have been saying and commenting on how my energy is and how I'm always smiling in every video. And even in the ones where I'm talking about bad things, I still find a way in that video to smile, laugh it out, and get going. You guys saw my video where I talked about where I got in a detrimental car accident, when I was depressed, when I just was just having the day I couldn't console my daughter. All those things do happen. Bad things happen to me in my life and all those other kinds of things. However, I choose not to stay depressed, sulky, sad, or let this situation control my outcome. So this is what I want to do for you guys. I have 7. Is it 7 or 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, 8. I misspoke. I have 8. Y'all see what color it is? I have 8 composition books. And I want to give this to 8 people who just need to get started. No, this isn't an expensive something, but it is something that will have a major impact in your life if you just do it and commit to compare yourself to yourself. This is going to allow you to see where you were 6 months ago and see that you're so much farther along, you can find the amazingness in that. So I want to give this to 8 people. All it's going to take is for you to comment below that you want to write to remember, okay? Just say write to remember. And every single person that writes write to remember, I'm going to put into a drawing. You guys have seen my little fun spin the wheel thing. And then I'm going to choose 8 winners out of that to get these notebooks. It just means that you don't have to go out shopping to go find one. It's purple with dots, but of course you can cover it if you want to, or just get a permanent marker. And these are rose gold dots. Just start writing positive words in there and sticking pictures in between, whatever you want to do. But do something on the front to personalize it from the front to the back, or leave the front as it is and put your inspirational things on the inside. I started doing things on this side and on this side. So I really want to give this to 8 people who just want to get started. It has made a huge impact. You guys ask me all the time, how am I the way I am and how am I always energetic? This is why. In all honesty, this is why. This is what it stems from. I still to this day write, and now my fiance and I have our own journal that we do for our relationship. So I told him about this, and it's so funny, he kind of already did the same kind of a thing, and now it's helping our relationship just get so much better. So you guys, I really hope that some people want to do this and they can see that there's really gonna be a benefit in it. To the person who I did this video for, I hope that you see it. You are good enough if you compare yourself to yourself and not anybody else. So you guys, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Go ahead and leave your comment below. Write to remember. I really want to give these away and get them out of my office and give it to you. I'll right away stick it in the mail and send it to yourself. And I will also write you a personalized card from me, and maybe I'll throw a little surprise in there for you. So I hopefully will find 8 people that want to take this challenge to start changing their mindset and encouraging them to rebuild the health of their mental thoughts of themselves. So that's all I wanted to tell you guys. Just remember, you're enough if you just compare yourself to yourself. Talk to you guys later. Peace.